We're finally here, Jay.
We are here.
It's been quite a while.
It's what, like November, December, maybe? Actually, no, it'd been November because we
January.
were. Was it January?
January.
Oh,
Last show.
okay, I thought it might have been November because we were talking about Series X and everything like that, weren't we?
Do you remember some of the last time? You probably don't. So last time we had a show, we talked about me platinuming Ghost of Tsushima.
Mhm.
You had gotten through your first playthrough of Cyberpunk.
Oh, is that where we were?
That's where we were.
Oh, that's the thing. I finished my first playthrough like within like 10 days maybe of it coming out, and it came out what, middle of November?
I think it was December, wasn't it? Eventually.
Oh, it
Did they
was
keep
December.
delaying
Yeah,
it?
you're right. They
Yeah.
delayed till like December 10th or 14th or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, you're right. I think around Christmas I was basically done with the game. Essentially, like I'd played it enough by that point. I think might have been like Boxing Day or something. I don't know. Something like that at least.
And many months later now.
Mhm.
So we've finally got the show back up. You've been very patient with me, Jay. I understand that I've been like, yeah, we're nearly there, Jay. We're nearly there. And it's like, no, we're not. Oh, we're nearly there. No.
Well, as people can probably see, there's been a lot of preparation. Well, there's been some stuff that's been happening, and on the next show you'll see a lot more.
Definitely.
So
100%. This is a taster of what's to come.
Sure.
So I'm in my new house. I can't even remember if we spoke about this on the show, but I've moved.
Mhm.
So there's a little bit more of a actual desk I'm on now, and like I've got a mic and stuff, so that's cool. And you're actually in a better position financially, aren't you? You've secured
Yeah, I have a job now, so I can afford gaming.
Stuff.
Finally afford stuff. Yeah.
And it's going well, isn't it? You're enjoying it, I believe.
Well, yeah, I have Game Pass now. I think that's probably like the biggest thing. Oh yeah, the job, sure. I thought you meant like the financial side of like being able to enjoy gaming stuff.
Obviously.
Yeah, no, job's great.
Job's alright.
Job's great.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah, you got like a job down the road, really convenient. You've now got Game Pass. You're finally on the Game Pass wagon, which I'm super happy about. I think you're happy about it too.
Very much
You've just
so.
been like, okay, well, let's start with you, Jay. I'm trying to figure out in my mind as we go along, what has everybody else missed out on while we've been doing stuff, right? Like, what have you been... And we're not talking specifics yet, because I've got so many games that I want to talk to you about in a more detailed discussion on some later shows. But for now, you've obviously still got your Series X. It's still working. Still enjoying it. Any problems with the Series X, out of curiosity?
No. Still
good.
The same. I mean, I didn't play it much. Not really. Like I think I played my PS4 weirdly more than I did my Series X, but I hadn't had Game Pass, so I hadn't really had, and I couldn't really afford anything, so there was no need for me to play it. I was just playing free-to-play stuff primarily.
Well, I was going to say there was a period. I'm sure you had a period of at least a month where you were mainly playing mobile games or not playing anything at all.
Yeah, there's that, but I think maybe leading up to the last 3 or 4 months, I played like a couple games that I had bought previously on PlayStation, but hadn't got around to playing yet. So I thought, right, I'll just play these a bit, I guess.
Yeah. And now, would you say you're quite comfortably enjoying like that Series X is kind of what you're playing at the moment?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much my focus at the moment. It's like a couple of games coming out. I think like we're starting to ramp up now into like the end of year gaming season. So it's like, right, what's coming out on Game Pass? What can I buy that isn't coming out on Game Pass that I can actually that I want to spend money on? So.
And you've got a few titles in mind, haven't you? I know you're pretty keen on Back 4 Blood.
Yeah, Back 4 Blood. At least I want to try that. Like, because I have a feeling it's not gonna. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like it's probably not gonna be that great, and it's probably not gonna last that long, for me at least. But I'm sure there'll be like a niche community that will play that until it dies. People like Left 4 Dead players who probably like that. I reckon there'll probably be like like a lot of like YouTubers who jump on that, a lot of Twitch streamers who probably jump on it for a little while, and that'll
I'm
probably
sure there were
hopefully
streamers and
get
stuff that
big.
jumped
But I
on
don't know.
Evolve, weren't they? Like back in the day.
Oh
Or
man, I can't even remember. I don't
something
know.
like
I
that.
feel like they. I don't know if they bothered with Evolve. They could have done. I don't know.
Okay.
Hard to
And
say.
then
That
you've
came
got
out a
some
long
other
time
titles.
ago.
Yeah, it did. You got some other titles you're looking forward to as well, like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think you're
That's a
keeping an
big
eye on,
one.
aren't
That's
you?
like
Yeah.
that's the one where I'm actually like pretty excited.
See, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you're gonna love it, or at least like it. Well, look, you like
I'm gonna love
Avengers,
it.
Jay,
I love
and
Guardians, so
unfortunately, I imagine you'll be done with it in like 2 weeks,
probably less.
probably less.
I
Yeah,
mean, what'll
I
happen?
appreciate your honesty.
I'll play
I
it like
appreciate your
you know
honesty.
a couple hours after work every night. If it's like a 30-hour game, I'll probably have it done in about 2 weeks. Yeah, you're probably right. Depending on how long I play at the weekends, somewhere in the
Sure, and like
ballpark
collectibles and
of like eight
stuff.
to 12 days, maybe. I don't know. It depends
Are
on
you
whether I'm playing Destiny or something else. I don't know.
when you play that game? If the achievements are like doing a playthrough on hard or very hard or whatever it is, are you up for that? Depending on how much you enjoy the game, would you be interested in getting all the achievements for Guardians?
Yeah,
Or?
I think I am at this point. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely. It seems like hopefully it's like fun. Like it looks fun.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean I've done much harder than just like what looks like a linear Guardians game.
Yeah.
Like depends on how long it is. I've done some pretty hardcore playthroughs to get a lot of the trophies. So I even think
Yeah.
Cyberpunk
100%.
was not difficult 1,000, but I had to play the game 3 or 4 times.
Which is news for other people, right? That you've played through that a few times
Yeah,
now,
and
Jay.
that I've got every achievement as well.
Every
Yeah,
achievement.
it wasn't that difficult, honestly. I think if I looked, it probably took me. Actually, I'd love to look and like find out, but I think it was like in the ballpark of like maybe 10 to 14 days getting 1,000.
But in hours translation, that's probably
No, so it's roughly 75 hours for the first playthrough, and then 20 to 25 hours every playthrough after that. So 60 plus 75. It's like 100 and almost 140. It's about the same as Odyssey, like 140.
sure.
I mean, Odyssey
Okay.
was 110,
I
but
can
like
deal
I
with that.
did extra after the fact. So
And I think mine was about 130, 140.
yeah, by the time we'd finished everything, yeah, so about the equivalent. So
Yeah.
that you could technically do the same with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
you've got
To
it
be
in you.
fair,
It's just hard to
yeah.
say you could do it. I don't know.
I imagine that I will enjoy Cyberpunk long term more than I did Odyssey, but we'll see, won't we, when I finally play it when
Oh,
the
I don't
Series X
know.
patch comes out.
I
You
mean,
don't know, huh?
they've patched it. This is something I'm actually going to talk about next week, I think. So we'll
No,
go
but I mean
more
like
in
the
depth.
Series X optimization
Oh, I
patch.
see.
You
The
know what I
actual
mean? Like
optimization one,
when
the one that was supposed to come out in June.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's I doubt. I mean, I think they said June and July. They were like, yeah, we don't know when it's coming.
Is that what they've said then? They don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know. I think at this point it's like whenever it comes. To be honest, I
Okay.
reckon it'll probably be like. I reckon they'll do something on the year anniversary. So I don't know if it'll be that specifically, but I reckon on the year like 10th of December they'll do something maybe.
Yeah, I can see that.
At least try to. I mean,
And
they got to do something.
definitely. I mean, I still think they'll get those DLCs out at some point.
Hmm.
But speaking of Odyssey, Jay, I went back on it quickly because there was a glitch. I don't know if you remember this, Jay, but there was a glitched achievement for me on that game,
Yeah, I think I remember you saying.
and it was like on the last piece of DLC, the very last piece in Atlantis. It's not really a spoiler.
Oh, I
'cause the
do
DLC is
remember
called
that.
Atlantis.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
really
yeah.
hard achievement to like get, unless you like really you had to like plan to get it. I think, right? Is
Yeah.
it the right one we're talking about here? I
Well,
don't know.
like you basically have to go to this temple, get this power, and then use this power as you or with killing 10 of these specific types of enemies, basically.
Oh yeah, that's not a very difficult thing to do, but it was quite finicky. Because I remember that to be able to get another achievement to do with that, you had to make sure that you didn't kill any other type of enemy, right?
Maybe that's what glitched mine out.
Maybe you killed a different enemy by accident because you were only allowed to kill those types of enemies.
Isu and right, okay, that makes sense.
I think that was what was part of it. You might have to look
on the
back into that,
guards,
but
they said you could defeat the Isu and like guards, which is what I had to do. But then also the Colossi or Colossus counted as well, which are like the statues around the city. So maybe the Colossi don't actually count, and that's what messed me up.
maybe
But
not.
anyway,
Yeah, that might be
I
it.
want to let you know, Jay, I jumped in it, and it's been optimized for Series X, running at a beautiful 60 frames. It changes the gameplay entirely. It changes the game.
Oh, well, Odyssey's got 60 frames now, is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
optimized for
wow.
Series X. So it looks really
That's
good.
nice.
I wouldn't say it looks better than Valhalla, but it looked really good.
Okay.
And I enjoyed going back to it. And I can safely say, Jay, I got the achievement.
Oh, thank God.
It took me 20 minutes. Do you know what's funny, Jay? When it first glitched on me, I was like, "There's no way I'm doing this right now." And then I obviously went back into it and did it like a week ago, and I was like, "Why didn't I do that?" It literally took me like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why would I not just?
I had the
do
same
that?
thing with Valhalla. I had one achievement that glitched out because there was one. What do they call it? Like the gold thing you have to collect.
Yeah.
One of
The
those was like
treasures or-
I'd killed the enemy that you're supposed to, when you kill it, it drops the loot, but it dropped the loot, but it sort of sunk into the map, and I was like, oh, I can't get it anymore. And then they fixed it like I think like 2 months ago. So I just turned my Xbox on, and one day it was like, oh, popped, brilliant. Didn't even do anything.
Oh, amazing! So you didn't even go on the game; it just popped on the Xbox.
No, I think I had to go on the game for it to pop, but when it did, I didn't have to do anything for it. So
Awesome.
I just looked up the stats on Cyberpunk really quick.
Yeah, go on.
So my first trophy or achievement was on the 10th, which was the day it came out, of December, and the last achievement was on the 29th of the same month. So it took me 19 days to get everything.
That is unbelievable.
So I did 4 playthroughs in 19 days. I could have done it quicker, but that's not too bad. I think obviously you can like take out the fact that there was Christmas in that too, so I reckon it probably took me around 2 weeks. Because during Christmas I probably wouldn't have been playing it that much.
Dude, that is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever done such an achievement in such a short space of time.
My current
Ever.
stats on it is time played, or it's basically 7 days. So however many hours are in 7 days.
Wow. So what
I have to look that up
wow.
actually. I'm gonna calculate that. So 24 times 7, 168 hours.
Yeah.
That's how many hours I have in the game at the minute.
But that's not too bad. All things.
Do you know what's funny about that? Do you remember that one of the devs had 170 hours played on one playthrough?
Did he?
Yeah, I'm now at that point.
Right.
And everyone was like, "Oh my god, the game's gonna be 170 hours," but no, it wasn't. So.
Yeah, nah.
So.
So Jay,
whatever.
I was taking the bin out the other day.
That's a curveball, but okay.
And I think I called you, or you called me. I think you called me actually. I answered, and you were like, "Guess what I've got?"
Oh, sure, or at least what I've purchased by that point. Yeah.
What you've purchased? Oh right. Before we go on to that, Jay.
Yeah.
Sorry, another curveball. I got a Series X, everyone.
You did. We'll start there. That's an easier place to
I got
start.
a Series X. Okay. So I got an Xbox Series X. It's easy, Jay, to forget how stressful it is to not be able to get one. It's very easy.
Kinda, yeah.
It's easy to forget. I haven't forgotten. I fought quite hard for it. I got one, I think February or March time. Oh, I'm trying to think.
I think it was March. I think it was like the first week of March, from what I remember.
Yeah, this year, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
this year. This year. February or March time. I finally got one. I got one. Was that?
No, it's alright. I just looked up something. Go on.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you in a minute.
I got one February, March. Got Valhalla. I think I pre-ordered Valhalla, the edition I wanted, because it went on sale with the season pass. So I just got that. Didn't play it on Xbox One or anything, so I didn't have it because I sold mine. So got
You
Series
did,
X,
yeah.
jumped into Valhalla. We'll talk about Valhalla at a later date in like great detail, I'm sure. But basically, I really like the look of the console. It's working really well, really smooth. I'm super happy I got one. I got one through Microsoft directly, their website. I followed an app. I had an app on my phone which followed all the launches of the console. Some websites were way more difficult than others. I found Amazon horrendous personally. And I finally got one through Microsoft. I reckon they dropped about 50k units when I got one. They dropped a lot because people were managing to get them for a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So they must have dropped quite a few. Again, we've spoken about this, Jay, but PS5 is selling more than Xbox, even though they're both selling out everywhere. So that's an interesting revelation. But I got a Series X. Then later on, my friend who owed me one, who has connections, not really, but kind of connections, he managed to secure me a PS5 with 12 months of PS Plus membership and also a 20 quid PlayStation Store voucher. I'm going to use both of those anyway. So I got it. Got a PS5. I have a PS5 and Xbox sitting right next to me. Feel very grateful for it. I've jumped into my PS5. I've played quite a few games on that too. So I'm sure we can talk about that at a later date. But that's a quick update from my console
adventure
journey.
One of those, yeah, sure.
So, and I'm really happy, Jay. It's so I was getting to the point where I was really struggling to find out what I was going to play.
Well, it's strange because I got the Xbox before you, but
Yes,
then
you did.
you managed to get one and a PS5 before I got a PS5.
That is correct.
And which segue, I have a PS5.
Jay has
I don't
a PS5.
currently have it in my possession. I have bought it, and it is arriving tomorrow at like roughly noon.
That is very exciting.
So by the time I get home tomorrow, I'll have my PS5.
By the time this goes live, fingers crossed,
yeah, I'll have it.
You will be playing.
My plan is to sort out all my game saves because you told me something about having to upload game saves or something.
Yes, for certain games, yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it's not all games, but
I don't think so.
I'll double check.
As far as I'm aware, the PlayStation 4 doesn't upload your save files to the cloud automatically, so you have to go and manually do it. And you have to do it for games like Final Fantasy Remake. So, God, I can't speak. We haven't done this in so long. Final Fantasy 7 Remake. You have to upload it for that because there's a PS5 version now. You probably
the same with Ghost and Death Stranding as well. Probably.
Are you playing the director's cut? Are you planning to?
Yes, because the upgrade is only £5. So I reckon you probably. Well, I mean, you don't really like Death Stranding, so.
No, I don't. No.
I'll definitely be getting it though.
It's one of those games which I wouldn't mind completing on stream because that would motivate me to play it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this at some point in the future, but I think the longer I leave Death Stranding, the longer I'm falling in love with it. It's just like my memory of it is just so nice. It was like I played it at the perfect time.
Fair.
Such a good game.
£5 upgrade. What is that about, Jay?
That's kind of insane, right?
The Ghost is like 25 to 30. And
yeah.
And Death Stranding
I think it might be only for people who live in the UK as well.
As in that price, or
yeah, I think that price.
Right.
And I think it might only be for a limited time too, so I need to hurry up. I think it starts tomorrow. So if I literally set up my PlayStation and it's only for one day, I'll at least be able to get the £5 upgrade. If it's only like a one-day thing, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but
yeah, usually it's like for a month or so.
Yeah, limited time. Yeah, if you I think it might.
Digitally?
I have got it digitally, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So I ain't got to worry about that. And I've also bought the digital edition of the PlayStation as well.
Oh, snap! Right.
I don't know if you did.
I did not.
You got the disc one?
Jay, the only reason I got the disc one, and I'm a bit annoyed about this, is because my Final Fantasy 7 Remake was a disc. So that was it.
Dude, digital's the way.
No, I know. Like I say, Jay, I would have got one.
Yeah,
I
know.
A few discs, and I was like,
I mean, it's cheaper. Like, I mean, while I can afford both, you know, either edition, it was more of like, I'd much rather have the cheaper one, and I don't have any discs that I need to use. So
Jay, let me be very frank about this. The digital one looks better.
Yep.
Will likely run better without the
Yep.
disc drive.
Because it's not as hot, I guess. I don't know. Not running the disc.
But to be fair,
so.
I'm rarely gonna put a disc in mine. But I think you did the right thing, mate.
Oh, 100%.
Especially for someone who's all digital.
And I had to buy it with an extra controller, and it's a black one as well, so at least it'll look nice.
Which we're both very excited about.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use the black one first. I think.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's
Big
nicer. I don't know.
And you got Miles Morales, right? That's the game you're going to be playing.
Yeah, I'll be playing that. I'll be playing Ghost. I'll be playing Death Stranding, more than likely. Like, I'll make my way through all these games.
Are you going to buy these not when they're on sale or anything? You're eager to play them, or?
I might wait. Yeah, like I'll see where I'm at with a couple of games that I'm playing at the minute, and then once I'm done with them, then yeah, I'll probably move on.
I do think you're going to jump into Miles Morales as soon as you get your PS5.
Well, I'll definitely play it before the second game comes out. But the second game isn't coming out until 2023, so.
I think you'll be.
And that's like an estimate, you know.
Yeah.
So I ain't got to worry about that.
If I may say so, Jay, for the sake of the audience, you is it fair to say you went a little bit back and forth on the old Miles Morales over the last few months?
Yeah, it was kind of buggy when it first came out. Right. But I think since then it's probably been patched. So it was. I think it was also that the fact that I'm not a massive fan of the character because it's still part of the Spider-Man universe. Like I love anything Spider-Man. It's just Miles was never like favored in the lore of Spider-Man. You know, I'd much rather it had been like the Shattered Dimensions game. You know, where you had like the 2099 Spider-Man and the Noir Spider-Man. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite Spider-Man games. So.
Did you play the sequel?
No, I don't think so. I think I know which one you're on about. I think I only had the Shattered Dimensions one.
Okay, fair.
From what I remember, does not hold up that well.
Oh really?
I think it's only in 720 or like 480 or something. It's really bad quality. Yeah, I think I actually have it on PC, but it's like such a small thing. It doesn't really work. Doesn't play very well.
So that's really exciting.
I have some stats really quick.
Okay.
Just to do with Odyssey, because I love looking on like the Xbox app or whatever.
I need you present, Jay. I know,
but I need to. I did this while you were doing something else.
While I was talking, and Jay was not interested.
Whatever, right? So you might have to check your stats on this too.
All right, I'm getting
so from
pull them up.
My first achievement on Odyssey was on the 9th of January, February, March, April, May of 2020. 9th of May. I had gotten every single achievement, including DLC, all 1,850G, by the 20th of May, same month. It took me 11 days to get 1,850G.
I'm not sure that's healthy, Jay.
I did it. 11 days. I knew it was like in the ballpark of like 10 days, but I didn't realize it was that close.
That's incredible. Are you just looking at the achievements, by the way? Is that where you're finding these?
Yeah, just on the Xbox app.
Yeah, fine.
I also did it in around about 5 days worth of actual playtime. So it was only. Let me work out how many hours that was. 5 times 24.
Okay.
Roughly 120 hours.
Are you clicking on the most recent achievement and then?
Yeah, so you just go to a achievement.
Okay.
And then most recent, and then.
I actually got
first one.
That's weird because you bought yours digitally, I'm sure, but I actually got my first achievement on the 9th of May. Did you say 10th?
No, I said the 9th.
Oh, okay. We got it the same day.
Did we seriously play it on the same day?
9th of May.
Of 2020. Yeah. We got it on the same day. I remember we played at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't realise we got it the same day.
Same day.
Right.
But when did you get the last achievement? You do have 1850 on it, right?
Obviously, the last achievement I got.
Yeah, okay. Before the week ago one, though. What was the last one you got before that?
15th of August 2020.
So it took you a bit longer, but you probably took a break.
3 months.
I mean, I remember you saying that. Yeah, I remember it. Like we talked about it on the podcast. We were like, "You're still playing it?" Like a month goes by, 2 months. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What do you
I mean, that's
do?
probably like you say, the healthy way to play a game is over the span of
Well,
3 months. But I think because I
well,
had it in such a short burst, like the memory of it is slightly different compared to you.
absolutely, mate. You played it in such a burst that you might have been a bit sick of it, but because it's been so long since you last played it,
More
that's totally
nostalgic,
different to me.
I'd say.
That's to me. I have 3 months of memories of playing that game.
Yeah, but
Totally
okay,
different
this might
experience.
be a good topic for the future. Then is it better to have 2 weeks worth of play on a game and have that memory, or 3 months worth of playing a game and have that memory? Like,
Dude, I think it
what's
totally
the
depends on the
comparison?
game, right? Like, so
I
the
don't know.
comparison is Last of Us Part 2, which I did in a weekend. At
Oh,
least the
sure.
main story first time through.
Mm.
Or you've got your Skyrim, or your Witcher 3, or your whatever you fancy, which will take you. There's no offense, Jay, there is no effing way you finish Skyrim in like 20 days.
Oh,
I
Skyrim.
promise
No,
you.
you could do that in 20 days.
All the main storylines, all the side quests, everything up to level
If you
100,
knew what you were
maybe some of
doing,
them.
yeah.
Okay, fair
Like if
enough.
you had done it before and you had to do it again, like if you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
paid to do it again, you'd be like, yeah, I know what I'm
I'm
doing. I can
thinking
do that.
fresh. I'm thinking fresh.
Fresh? No,
Fresh.
probably not. It'd probably
So
take you about a month.
look, I like games like Skyrim. I like spending a lot of time with them. It's difficult, isn't it? Because you want to play it, but at the same time you don't want it to end. So it's a difficult one. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I would have liked to finish it earlier than I did, but it is what it is. What do you think?
Say again. Sorry.
Put the phone down,
Yeah, go on. I'm
Jay.
listening. Go on.
What do you think about finishing it in 2 weeks, finishing it in two
Uh,
months?
I'd much rather it be in a short burst. I think, yeah, like you say, it depends on the game, maybe. Oh, that's a tough one. I feel like with Odyssey or like even like a Assassin's Creed game, I think a short burst is better, just because it almost feels like you're. Oh man, I'm thinking of so many things now. Because like if you do play it for long, you're basically in that world for longer, so it's almost like a second life, almost.
Definitely.
It's tough. I think if it's like a really short linear game, like a 30-hour short linear game, it might be worth just getting it done over the course of a weekend. But if it's a game that you know is going to take maybe around the ballpark of like 70 to 120 hours, like a Witcher
Yeah,
or
or
Assassin's
70
Creed,
plus or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah, it might be worth playing it for longer. Just because you might feel a bit burnt out if you do it too quick. But I think it also depends on personal preference too.
Well, Jay, you
I
obviously play the
enjoy.
Goldilocks speed, don't you?
Yeah, I don't
So
know. Goldilocks speed would be somewhere in between 3 months and 2 weeks, then, wouldn't it?
I think
It'd be
so.
like a
I
month and
think
a
so.
half.
Something like
But
that.
I don't know. It just depends.
So, Jay, what playtime did you have on Odyssey? Last stat before I rip your phone away from you.
Okay.
What playtime did you have on Odyssey?
5 days, 9 hours.
You are. This is going to blow your mind. Okay.
Okay.
What's your main progression? 100%. Nice.
Yeah, I had done everything. Yeah.
Are you player level 80?
78.
Okay, fine. I mean that's fine. How many kills
Well, yeah, you
got?
played it for longer, so you'd get 4,718, I think,
Okay.
if memory
And how much
serves.
distance travelled?
Hang on, let me double check. Oh, 4768, should I say? And then distance travel is 1402.
Okay. So I played it
Yeah.
for 12 days,
Jesus.
5
Twice
hours,
as long
and
as
2
me.
minutes.
Twice as long.
Over twice as long.
Over twice as long.
I've got 2,000 more kills, so I've got
Jesus.
6,474. And I've got distance travel 2,021.
Yeah, so about
That
600
is
more than me.
crazy.
Yeah, I basically did it in like the refined version. Basically, like mine's like the refined. Mine's more like in my mind. My motto when it comes to gaming is efficiency.
Right.
If I can get things done in like a really small window or like a narrow linear line, then nice.
But you're not rushing it. That's the
No, I
that's the
very
key.
rarely rush. Like, especially with Odyssey, I think if I did rush anything, it would have been speed reading the dialogue. Like I can really
Okay.
quickly read the dialogue and like understand what's going on still.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
pretty good at that. So I like whereas it might take you I don't know 3 minutes to a conversation, it'd probably take me 45 seconds.
Right.
So if you do that on every conversation, you're going to save yourself, like 7
Exactly.
hours for the whole game playthrough,
If not more.
if not
Yeah.
more. Yeah,
Yeah, like
maybe
do
like
you know what, Jay?
a
Oh,
day.
man, look, you can tell we haven't spoken in so long because there's so many strands going on.
Yeah,
What I was gonna say
just figuring
was,
stuff out right now.
I've been thinking a lot about subtitles, no subtitles. Now I know both me, you both are big subtitles fans. Okay, I have tried the no subtitles, Jay, and I actually think it's the way forward, and I'll tell you for why, Jay.
No, I
Okay,
find it harder to understand what's
I'm
going
playing
on.
Mass Effect, and I'm more involved in the characters and what they're doing when I don't have to read the subtitles. Moreover,
It's
when I
probably because it
can't
doesn't
read the
feel like a game when
subtitles,
you're playing it then, does it?
that's
Right?
true.
It just feels like
That's
you're
true.
watching a movie or that you're like actually in the world, I guess. I don't know.
And
You're just more
also,
involved.
I can't skip it.
You can't or you don't want to.
Well, if I skip it, I'll miss the dialogue
Oh, there you go, yeah.
because there's no subtitles.
So it's probably taking you a long time to play it.
But you're definitely subtitles anyway.
Yeah, it's literally like the first thing I do when I turn on a game is right.
Yeah.
Settings, brightness is okay, subtitles are on. I mean, even sometimes when you click on a new game, it does that stuff for you. Like it'll ask you if you want it. But I'll have usually done it before
Jay.
that. So.
Immersive.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
I guess I don't really care too much about being immersed. I feel like it just sort of.
You do.
Oh no,
like
I do, but I feel like I don't need to turn off subtitles to make that happen. If that makes sense.
Sure.
I feel like if the game's good enough, it'll do it with subtitles on.
Fair enough.
If it isn't, then it's whatever. Yeah.
So Jay, just a quick few points from me. Before we move back onto you, I guess. I've been playing a variety of games over the last few months, most of them single player, of course. And by the way, I've come to complete peace with the fact that I just enjoy single player games, and that's what I do. I've come to peace with it. I'm not a League of Legends player. I'm not a multiplayer player.
I like all those.
I
MOBAs.
will play multiplayer games, but you what? Sorry.
MOBAs, they're great.
Yeah, sure.
But I've been playing the Pokemon Unite thing.
More power to
I think it came out on mobile like today or yesterday or something, but I'm not playing it on there. I'm just playing it on Switch. So.
Like, more power to you. I would be caught dead before I play that. I don't mean that in an offensive way. That's just not what I'm interested.
I mean, I like both. Single player is definitely my preferred. I'd say multiplayer is just like a fun bonus.
And I completely get that. And I would play multiplayer games. I mean, if you were like, Nick, try out this Pokemon game, I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, I asked you if you wanted to play Back for Blood, and you were like, I'll try it. It's on Game Pass, right?
I'm way more motivated when we play together. 100%.
That is honestly, the one thing I found in recent months is when we play together, I have a much better time.
Agreed. But obviously games like, well, some games...
Unless it's like a single player, yeah, if you play it by yourself, it can be a lot better.
So I've been playing a variety of games, most of which we will talk about over the coming weeks. At the moment, I'm not sure if you would like to talk about what you're playing at the moment, Jay, but I don't mind.
Yeah,
I'm playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which I've obviously got a lot of thoughts on, a lot of thoughts on. I'm also dipping my toes in a couple of other things. I don't feel too comfortable talking on them much because I haven't played them that much or completed them. I think that's pretty much it from me. I'm not diving into that many games. In fact, I'm not playing much anyway. Mm-hmm. What you playing at the moment?
Destiny 2 is definitely like the big one.
Still playing it.
Yeah, so I'm currently like the way I've sort of like gauged my play on it really is like they've got like a battle pass thing, right? And there's ranks, I think, up to 100, but you can go past 100 at some point. And I think there was 177 days left on the battle pass, or this season, or whatever. I was on rank 0. I think I'm currently at rank 60. So I've leveled up 60 times in the battle pass, which actually takes, I think it's like 100,000 XP per one. So that's what, 6 million XP I've done so far? Is that right? Something like that. Right. Yeah, I think that's taken me like 20 plus days to do that. Maybe.
Are you farming this? Are you just getting XP? Or?
No, I'm just from doing bounties, making sure I'm doing bounties. No, I don't do bounties every day. I do 8 bounties. Okay, so I do 8 bounties for Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard, and the Gunsmith. So I do 8 times 4, 16. I do 32 bounties a week.
Okay.
And I think each
Do you
one
do
gives you like
dailies?
10k. So,
Oh, okay. Do you do dailies?
what do you mean?
Daily bounties?
No, I'll just do
Okay.
them when like because you need to do 8 per one of those characters to get like a special legendary gear or whatever. So I'll just do those for the
Right.
week, and then I'll just farm for exotics or legendaries or whatever.
Dude, Destiny 2 is so amazing that it can get players like you back in its fold like this, just
Yeah, it
randomly.
took a little while, but we got there. I think it was. I'm trying. What was the reason? Why did I want to play Destiny again?
Well, you wanted to get some exotics, right? That was
I guess yeah. I think I was really in the mood for like a loot game.
okay.
I really needed like something to loot and grind for, and I just didn't have it. I feel like I would be doing it in something like Anthem, but it's not around anymore. So
Borderlands or
yeah, maybe like a Borderlands thing. Maybe I'm kind of like I think it might have been the Tiny Tina thing too. That might have
oh yeah.
that might have got me in the mood. Could have been a number of things, honestly. I'm just
On
actually
Borderlands.
Outriders was maybe like a slight thing too, because I played that a little bit. Because on Game Pass,
Oh,
that's kind of a
oh,
looty
you played
thing.
it now, have
I
you?
played it a little bit, yeah, not a lot, but that maybe got me in the mood with something like, oh, I might as well just play Destiny instead. It's just a better
Were
game.
you not interested in going back on Borderlands and getting all the, legendary weapons or whatever at max level
I
now that the level's capped? Or
think that because it's on PS4, I'm not too fast at the minute.
right,
I'm
sure,
sort of
makes
off the
sense, yeah.
PlayStation train until the PS5 arrives. So
And you're playing this Pokemon game as well?
no, I stopped playing that
Oh, okay.
about a week or two ago, just because I got to level 100 on the battle pass. So I was like, right, yeah, I'm done.
Right.
I'll just stop playing it
Do
for a
they
little
give you
while.
the next battle pass for free, or?
I mean, there's like a free version and then like a paid version.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get the paid one, you get a special gift at 100. If you don't, then you just get mediocre stuff up until that point.
And when the next battle pass comes out, will you then
It's
get that
already
to like
out, but I'm
100?
not even fussed. I don't think. I think I'll just
Okay.
leave it. I think I'm already too busy with Destiny. Like that takes up most of my night.
Are you
Actually,
gonna
I'm
buy
playing
the season
Magic at the
pass?
minute. So,
Are you gonna buy the season
what
pass
for
for
Witch
Destiny 2?
Queen or for the current one?
Like for the current season?
Probably not. No, I don't think the exotic's worth it
Okay.
because you get a skin for the exotic, but I don't really like the exotic that it's for, so it's not really worth it to me.
Apparently,
I might wait till Witch Queen comes out and see if it's any better.
Coop said that Witch Queen's not coming to Game Pass.
Yeah,
Apparently.
he did tell me. So I've got to think about
Just
whether I want to buy it or not, or I might just wait until
right.
it comes to Game Pass in because it comes out in February. So I reckon a couple months later they'll probably think, well, I might as well put it on Game Pass. If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do.
Likely.
But yeah, I mean,
Highly
I
likely
don't
it
know
will.
whether Beyond Light was on Game Pass day one, was it?
It was, yeah.
Okay, maybe because they're not saying that Witch Queen is, it probably won't be then.
And
Don't
also, I wonder whether they've been doing that to get Destiny 2 players in who are then like, oh, well, I want to buy the Witch Queen, or
That might have been what it
stuff.
was. I reckon the Beyond Light thing was to on Game Pass was to
Get
be like,
people
right,
in.
we'll get people in, then if they get interested enough, they'll actually might want to buy Witch Queen.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And for what it's worth, Destiny 2 on the Series X, oh my god, again, 60 frames completely changes the game. For that
Oh
game.
yeah, another thing. Yeah, upgrade, massive upgrade.
Definitely.
I think that
And it
actually
looks
might have been
gorgeous.
the biggest pull, or one of the bigger pulls, was the fact that I hadn't done Beyond Light yet. So I was like, well, I might as well do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Game Pass,
Jay, quick thing
lifesaver.
on Game Pass,
Mm.
from my perspective. It's kind of ruining my flow and organization of what games I want to play.
Mhm.
Because in my head, I've got my pins on. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this game, then I'm going to move on to that game. And what happens is Game Pass, as beautiful as it is, you pre-install some games and some games you forget, and then they kind of come out and they kind of interrupt my flow. So Psychonauts 2 comes out and I'm like,
I noticed. Yeah, I noticed because
and then
you've been playing Mass Effect,
right.
but then one day you're like on Psychonauts, and I'm like, oh, he must have either gotten fed up with Mass Effect, or he's actually just giving it a go. I'm not even sure.
Exactly right. And then Hades comes out and I give that a go.
Yep, same. Me too. I did the same thing. And today,
it's
Sable came out today, so I'll be playing that at some point.
Oh, that cool indie one.
Yep.
Is that...
I've been following the
Oh.
developer of that for legit 2 or 3 years, maybe longer, honestly, at this point.
That's cool.
That game's been in development for a long time.
So these cool games all come to Game Pass and it's beautiful and it's great, and it feels free even though it's not. but then at the same time,
Does
it
feel
does
free.
interrupt to what game you're playing, you know, and like,
Can
and then
do,
I end
yeah.
up having a few hours in Psychonauts 2 and not as many hours in Mass Effect. And I think moving forward, I just need to finish Mass Effect, finish the next game, and just really do one game at a time. I think I've been saying that on the show before, but I need to do that.
Where
Tell
are
me what
you
your
at?
thoughts are on that.
Where are you at with Mass Effect?
Oh, where am I at, Jay?
Like, are you
I've
finished
made
2? Have you
great
started 3?
progress. I'm on 3.
Okay, that's good. At least.
Spoiler alert, I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
I still need to finish it eventually.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So Game Pass. What do I think about games
Ruining
coming
the
out and
flow
ruining the
of-
flow?
of-
It
yeah.
hasn't necessarily happened for me yet. Like it kind of did. This will be a bit of a thing. It kind of did with Destiny. I was playing Destiny, and then you were like, "Yo, Fallout 76 is a thing," and I was like, "You're right. I should probably give that thing a go." So I spent like a couple of days on that, not neglecting Destiny, but definitely not playing it as much as I could have done. So
I
yeah,
jumped into
it's
Fallout
like-
76 by the way last night, so
Uh-huh.
I'm not ignoring it completely as you may
No, that's
think.
fine. I've actually not played it for a while now, like probably 2 or 3 days. But yeah, I mean, Fallout is fun, but I don't know how long it'll grasp me. I think I need people to play with if I'm actually going to play it for a
Completely agree.
for a
That's
long
why I
time.
stopped playing. That's probably why it might be worth us trying it out together. Oh yeah, didn't you play quite a few Game Pass games when you first got it though? You dipped your toe in.
Yeah, I certainly did. I think Man-Eater was probably the one I want to get around to.
Yeah.
I think the most because I remember it came out on free on PlayStation 5 only, and I was like, I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet. This is annoying because I think technically you could have got it too because I think you'd gotten your PlayStation by that point.
I think I have it on PlayStation.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you probably got
There
the
you go.
free one or whatever.
Yeah.
What else did I play?
like,
Outriders
but
was
they
a big
didn't-
one.
But they didn't ruin your flow when you first got it.
No, not necessarily. I wasn't really like playing anything
Into a game,
hardcore. I
yeah.
mean, I think Dirt 5 was probably another big one that I got into. I still need to finish it, but it's like one of those games you can just play whenever you want, really.
Okay.
I'd say that was probably it. I mean, anything else
the
that
way,
I
Jay-
touched wasn't really, that worth it.
There is some stuff, Jay, that I do want to play, like you, like the Ghost of Tsushima director's cut and that sort of thing, right? But those DLCs and stuff, I have to wait for them to go on sale because I can't justify it full price.
Which
I
DLCs?
literally, yeah. Like when I know they're going to be discounted because everything is eventually, it's so much more reasonable so anyway. That's a long way of saying I'm waiting until some of this stuff's on sale.
Yeah, but which DLCs do you mean?
Director's cut, Ghost of Tsushima.
Or what? So that counts as a DLC, does it?
Yeah, I guess not. I'm interested in the DLC they put on it. The
Oh,
extra
sure.
items.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But we can class it as a different edition.
How much does it cost at the minute? I haven't even looked. It's like you said, 30 quid, right? 20.
25 or 30 quid for the full upgrade.
I might have to actually look into it properly until I actually decide to buy it. Even if it's
And
on
then I've
sale, I'll
got-
still need to look into it, I think.
And then I've got the Man-Eater DLC, which is like short and sweet.
Yeah, that's
but
not
still at, like, a
on
tenner.
Game Pass though, is it? Yeah, I was going to say
No,
that's like just
no, it's
cheaper.
not.
Okay.
But that is a wonderful segue, Jay, because I've been using Microsoft Rewards to purchase
me
some
too.
season pass and DLC for not free, but for reward points, basically. I would highly recommend getting into it if you've got the time.
No, I make sure to do my dailies and my weeklies and my monthlies. Try to. I think I didn't realize this, but I had saved up maybe 28,000 reward points without knowing. I just sort of had them from playing over the years.
Mate, that's like 25 quid, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think since I've been playing on Game Pass, I now currently have 36,000 saved up, something like that.
Mate, you should.
Which I think is enough as for like 35 quid's worth of Microsoft.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll use it eventually. I have 35.
Yeah,
I have 35.
with that, or are you gonna get
I don't
DLC,
know. I need to make sure that I use it wisely. So I need to make sure it's something that I definitely am going to use it for. I might use it towards Wonderlands when it comes out, maybe.
Yeah.
I think what I'll do is I'll cash it in for the like £30 Microsoft thing and put it towards Wonderlands probably. Because me and you are going to be playing the hell out of that. I
Yes,
can't
we are.
wait. We're gonna co-op the hell out of it. Oh man, I can't
Oh
wait.
yes, we are.
It's gonna be so
So
fun.
I was going to ask you about that, mate. I think we're both going to get it at launch, but I've got to be honest with
Try
you.
to,
Not
yeah.
surprisingly, I am slightly anxious about any game at launch because I'm like, what if we
Yeah,
hit
me
bugs?
too. Me too.
What if we
I'm
hit
not.
glitches?
I feel like Gearbox are pretty good about their release games because Borderlands 3 didn't have any issues when it first came out, from what I remember. Because I
Me
got that
too.
day one and there was no issues for me.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
really good about having polished games.
That's
I
true.
think that's the thing
true.
about. I think it's. We need to have this as a topic of the future, but games aren't releasing day one finished anymore.
Oh, dude, they haven't been for years, bro.
I think a lot of it might be to do with COVID, maybe, and like not having the funding to get it done, or maybe the time to get it done.
Oh, do
But
you mean recently there seems to be more? It
it
seems to
seems
be
to be a
more
trend. It's
apparent.
sort of like on the up.
Yeah,
Like it's definitely curving up towards
on the app.
games just
Yeah,
are not
sure.
coming out fixed, or like I think Cyberpunk was like the beginning, or maybe not even the beginning. I think Anthem might have even been the beginning. I don't know.
I know what you mean, but then at the same time, Jay, we've had some really polished games come out during COVID. Things like Doom Eternal, the
True.
first game to launch in COVID. We've obviously had The Last of Us Part 2 come out,
Yeah,
which is
that was
near
polished.
perfect. Yeah, so we have had some polished games,
Yeah, whether it's just
but obviously Cyberpunk's a huge I mean, Cyberpunk is arguably the biggest disappointing game of all time, right?
that's a good question. We might have to come back to that and have a look, see what else came out that was more of a disappointment. It wasn't a disappointment for me, but for other
No, of
people,
course.
I think it was more of a disappointment for people who played it on the older generation. I think
Yes.
it's been blown way out of proportion. I think older generation are the loud people. New generation are like, game's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay, any closing thoughts, I guess, from you, or what you'd like to talk about? Anything else? While we have
Just
this little
that
catch up.
there's a lot to look forward to,
Mm,
and that I'm actually excited now about gaming for the first time in. Well, it's weird. I was very excited about it most of 2020 because I thought I had time to be able to play stuff. I'd say since like Christmas is like the first time I've really been kind of excited. After Cyberpunk I'd finished, I was like January till like maybe a few months ago, or maybe like a month or two ago, I was kind of like bummed out about gaming. I was like, I don't know if I can afford it. Don't know if I'll ever get a job, all this kind of stuff. But now I'm sort of at that point where ramping up, and I can, things are looking up game wise. So I'm looking forward to playing with you, playing Destiny, playing Wonderlands, playing Back for Blood. Seems any good. Just talking about stuff. Finally, just able to actually like talk about it, gaming in general. Looking forward to all of
definitely.
it. What about you?
Yeah, there's loads to talk about, mate. Loads to talk about. Loads of games that we've played over the last few months. Really excited about Wonderlands. It's gonna be so good.
I'm honestly kind of still skeptical. I'm still like keeping it in the Goldilocks layer as we should.
I think it would be healthy to think of it as a Miles Morales scale game, like
Oh,
a
I see.
pre-sequel.
Yeah.
We've discussed.
I
this,
liked
you know.
pre-sequel.
I know you did,
I
but I'm
do a
just
lot.
saying it's not Borderlands 4.
I know.
That's what
I
I'm
need to
saying.
see gameplay. I need to actually know it's going to be like Borderlands.
They released a gameplay trailer.
Well, no, but I mean like UI gameplay,
Proper,
like
yeah,
actual
sure.
first-person
Mate, that's a
mission.
great point. UI gameplay. That is a great distinction. I
Yeah,
like
and you need to
that.
actually see the UI. You need to see what menus look like and all that. Skill trees.
Yeah.
It basically does need to be Borderlands 4 for me. I think for me, Wonderlands should be Borderlands 4, basically, just without the
Okay,
Borderlands 4.
I
It should be the
understand.
same. It should be like equal. Maybe not. We
No.
spoke about
It will
this. It
be.
won't be like as big, but it'll still be massive. It'll probably be like on
It
a
will be
Borderlands
big.
2 scale.
No, you're right. It will be big, and to be fair, there's already a
It kind of
season
has
pass,
to
isn't there,
be.
with 4
Yeah,
DLC planned for
exactly.
it.
It
So
has to be because it's got to
yeah,
sell
yeah,
and do well. So
100%.
no, I'm looking forward
Quick
to it.
shout out, Jay, to the PlayStation Showcase, which happened a few weeks ago at the time of recording,
Yeah,
which was
I've actually gotten around to
unbelievable.
watching it finally.
You
I
did?
watched it like 3 days ago. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Impressed. I'd probably say one of the strongest showcases that PlayStation or even any game companies had. It was strong as hell. It actually made me want to play God of War.
Dude.
I know. I looked at that and went, I actually wouldn't mind playing that, going back and finishing it.
Oh,
I think actually, as soon as I get my PS5, that might be one of the first things I do. Because I guess there's like an upgrade for that now.
Great question. No idea.
Well, I'll check
Should we have
into
a
it.
little Google?
I'll check
Are
into
you
it.
gonna Google now? Yeah. Who can Google quicker?
No, I think you'll beat me. I'm guessing you'll be able to play it. I don't know if it'll be upscaled or what. If they've actually like.
Yeah, they've released a patch for it.
Oh, well, there you go. Just patched it.
60
Sweet.
frames per second. I knew that. Why did I look?
I don't know.
That.
So I guess I'll be playing it for the first time in its evolved form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
If you do play it, just hit me up. That's all.
All right. Well,
If you decide to.
I'll let you know. I guess.
If you decide to. I'm trying not to press you because as soon as I ask you to play, you're like, I'm not playing that.
It's very true. You can't tell me what to do when it comes to gaming.
I'm not.
You really can't. Gaming to me has to feel natural. Like suggestions and recommendations sometimes just sort of spoil the pot, I guess. Yeah, they're gonna.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Sometimes you're like, that's the last thing I want to play, or like the last film I want to watch. But if you sometimes start watching or playing a recommendation, you can end up falling.
It can exactly, yeah. It's definitely like one of the things. It doesn't really happen until you start. So I know, like all the recommendations you've given me, as soon as I start them, I'll probably just fall in love with them anyway. So
I hope so.